all doing well. The studio is launching a new project, the face of the studio. It's all based around self-portraits, and would love you to get involved, produce a self-portrait piece of artwork and incorporate some text in that artwork to explain or describe what the studio has meant to you over the last 10 years. This is to as part of the celebration for the 10 years Lucy's been at the studio. So today's tutorial is based around self-portraiture. I'm not going to show you drawing the self-portraiture. We're going to discuss different approaches to self-portraiture rather than produce an end piece of work. So self-portraits have been created by artists for many years, and almost all artists will have created at least one self-portrait in their careers. And the self-portrait represents the physical attributes of the artist, and it's also a way they can show what their approach to art and what their skills and talents are. And before the Renaissance, artists were quite shy about self-portraits, and that they didn't come around to canvas till about the 15th century. And German painter Albrecht Dürer began painting his face and torso in detail. Thus, self-portraiture became a genre in its own right. Okay, so there are many different approaches to self-portraiture. Too many to mention, but it's really worth a good investigate if you can have a good check around and see what's out there, because there's some great approaches to it. So I've just picked a few that are different in their approach to maybe inspire you in different ways. So this was the realistic approach by Albrecht Dürer. And as you can see, he was very detailed and realistic in his approach. Okay, and then we have Giuseppe Arcimboldo, and he was a 16th century painter, and he used objects in his painting. So he'd paint flowers, fruit and vegetables to produce his self-portrait. So that's a completely different skill and approach from the previous artist. Then we've got our lovely Van Gogh there, and he's used his normal approach using the impasto heavy paint to paint his self-portrait, but also he was too poor to pay models to sit there and model for himself, so he decided to use a mirror. So he started using a mirror to paint his own portraits to develop his skill in that field, and thus this is why his right ear on the picture is covered. It's actually his left ear, but that was the mirror image of it. Then we have another approach here, which is more of a animated approach, Frida Kahlo, and she suffered chronic pain and painted all these paintings, masses of paintings, to get her through this painful time in her life. And she would embrace the Mexico's indigenous cultures in her paintings, as you can see from the flowers and the birds. Then we have our good old Picasso, who his early self-portraits were Cubist style, and he'd just angulate everything about the face and make it sharp and geometric. And then photographs are considered self-portraits as well. And this lady, Ana Mendieta, is a Cuban artist, and she purposely photographs herself in distorted manners or disguises, maybe because she doesn't want to know people to know the real self. But that's her style of art, and she's pretty recent. That was in the 1970s. That. So in week one of the studio's videos we've been posting, we did a pop art with famous people. This sort of style. So if you check back on week one, this is another approach you can take, but you obviously use your own picture rather than a famous person's picture. Okay, and then these are the approaches I've been playing around with this week. So Picasso's my favourite artist, so I kind of did a Picasso one. So I did a selfie on the phone. Selfies are portraits, you can do a selfie. Angulated all the features on my face and came up with this one. And then this is the picture I printed off, and I was intending to do it all in pencil and graphite, but decided, no, I want a bit of colour on it now. So I started off with the face and I left that in just a pencil shading image, and then I brought in coloured pencil for the detail on the hair, and then I did some impasto style painting around the edge with acrylic. So it's got acrylic, coloured pencil and grey pencil, graphite pencil on there. And then if you saying I can't do art, I don't do art, I don't draw, I don't paint, we have this, our very own Frida Kahlo effect there, which I'll go through. It's really simple, you don't need any artistic skills, you just need to be able to cut out with a pair of scissors. So I collect all sorts of stuff, so I have loads of these wallpaper, old bits of wallpaper about, but any background paper obviously will do, or you can paint a background, and a newspaper always works well. Upload an image or print it into Word, get into Word and print it off. Tom from the studio took this one on my phone and then did these little bits on it. So I thought, I took the inspiration from the leaves, you see. So I'd stick that down with glue and then just print off what you want around your edge there. I like flowers, I love white and green flowers. So I printed them off and then I just stick them on, place them where I think I would like them to be. And then cut the rest out and just fill it to whatever style you want, and then maybe incorporate what the studio means to you at the top or anywhere on the picture, which I need to do here on these pictures. But yeah, that's portraiture, self-portraiture. So we would love your art pieces and love to see them, and yeah, have a go, have an investigate and enjoy it.